Alright, this is a different type of video for me. I'm a very techie person, but I don't usually do tech videos, so this is new. Hopefully I can make it look like a good video. I've been a long time Apple user. I remember going to the iPhone 3G release. Actually skipped work to go do it, which is wild. And I had an iPhone from then on. I think I had a Motorola for a split second while one of my iPhones was getting fixed. I don't remember which one. Maybe my iPhone 5. So I've always been an Apple product user. And over the past few years, I think a lot of us deal with just brain rot and doom scrolling and all that stuff, and it's a tough battle. So last year I tried some dumb phones. I tried the Nothing phone when it first came out, and it was basically like a modified Android operating system, and it had a little bit more minimalist approach to phones, which was cool. But I was using my DJI products and trying to sync with it, and it just wasn't happy. So returned it. I tried a Unihertz phone with a keyboard, which was awesome because I was an OG BlackBerry kid back in the day, and like slide out phones that had keyboards, 10 out of 10. But pretty much since iPhone came out, I'd been an iPhone user, and then let's say last year, I bought an iPad to use for off-road events and navigation, and it was cool. And then I did some digital art with it, and that was neat. But it was only 64 gigabytes, and I was battling storage issues the whole time. Couldn't dump video off onto it. Definitely couldn't dump Insta360 video off onto it. Just really hard to deal with that amount of storage. So 2 months ago, I bought a MacBook, and I hated it. And that might strike a nerve with some people, but I did. I don't know what it was. The form factor of it's great. They look good. They feel good. Keyboard's great. I bought an older one, so it wasn't like top of the line, but it was an M1, 8 gigabyte RAM, 8 gigabyte, whatever. I forget the total specs, but it had a terabyte memory. Pretty solid laptop, but I just don't like the way that it operates. And I've been a Microsoft person for a long time as well. My PC here is a GTX 4070, i9, the whole 9 yards. So used to Microsoft and Windows and all that stuff. And I just kind of got fed up with Apple. So sold the MacBook back, sold the iPad back, and I got an Android. And I've had it a week now, and I'm honestly not disappointed. I did get a very iPhone-esque phone. I got the Google Pixel 10 XL. So, pretty big fan. It is bigger than my iPhone, so hopefully you can see that. This is a 15 Pro, and then this is the 10 XL. And I went with the XL because of the storage. The Pixel 10 was only available in 128 gig, and I wanted at least 256. So we got that. I honestly like the bigger phone a lot more than I thought I would, which is surprising. And I really like how far Android has come. So, like I said, I'm not really a techie person. or I'm not a tech YouTuber, I guess. But I do like tech. I've got a ton of cameras. I like messing with them and whatnot. So this is kind of like my probably 13 or 14 year Apple user switching to Android. And we're a week in, and I don't think I'm turning back. I've got to send this one away for trade-in. And yeah, this is going to be $8 a month through my T-Mobile plan. They gave me $1,000 for this. I just got to send it in. Also traded in my Apple Watch for a Pixel Watch. The Pixel Watch was free for me just adding the line, and then I traded in the Apple Watch and I got $200 credit. So totally free of Apple products except my OG AirPods. They're number one, not worth anything, and number two, they still work as regular Bluetooth headphones. So I don't use them that often. I used to use at work all the time because I could put just one in, but we're not allowed to use headphones at work anymore. So that's that. But so what do I think of Apple switching to Android? And so far, I don't really have any complaints. The camera is crazy on this one. I know the cameras on the new iPhones are crazy as well. One little feature I like about the Android is it has a level when you pull the camera up. So hopefully, I don't know if it'll show up if there's not a subject. There it is. I don't know if you can see that, but just a little feature like that's pretty cool. I'm sure Apple has something for it, but whatever. I just kind of got tired of being a sheep for Apple, I guess you could say. And then the other thing is I do, in the future, want to be able to switch to a dumb phone. There's a couple on the market now. There's a Chinese company that is remaking the BlackBerry Classics, I think. One of the old Blackberries, Q20. And they're upfitting it with Android 15, a 50 megapixel camera. So, really neat stuff. And then you've got the Minimal phone, which is an e-ink phone, and a couple other options. So, tons of stuff out there to go to dumb phone. But if you're deep in the Apple ecosystem, I think it's really hard to kind of go to a dumb phone for a week or a weekend or whatever. And I still want to be able to have music and maps and all that stuff. Just kind of want to free myself from the social media, which is kind of like a double negative because I am monetized on Facebook and Instagram, so I do make a little bit of money there every month, and it's not a lot, but it's kind of enough to keep the wheels turning, I guess you could say, for my social media habits, which sucks, but I guess it's kind of the world we live in, and especially if I can make money off of it, I'm going to want to try to build upon that and go further. So that's what I'm doing here. This is a long form YouTube video that I'm trying to make. Hopefully I can make it look good. I'm using my DJI Action 5 and my Pocket 3. So yeah, I had little notes written up for this, but I don't know what I did with them. So yeah, I mean, they're both pretty similar in the way they operate. There's just different functions of both. I don't really miss iMessage. My wife is still on an older version of iOS, so we don't have RCS chat, but we talk Messenger, Instagram, whatever else. It's just as easy. So I'm also trying to see if she wants to switch to Android, because I came home the one day and said, hey, I'm ditching all my Apple products, and she was like, oh, I thought about doing that as well. So we'll see. But yeah, this is iPhone 15 Pro, and then the Pixel 10 XL. 15 Pro definitely feels tiny after messing with this thing for a week, but I don't really mind it. I thought I was trying to get away from big phones, and I don't really see why, because it's super handy. Yeah, pretty much it. Like I said, not a tech YouTuber, but I'm a very techie person, so I might try and make some more of these videos, and maybe do a longer term update on my conversion, if you will. So yeah, thanks for stopping by and watching. Hopefully I didn't forget anything, because like I said, I had notes and I don't know what I did with them. I was going to talk about it, but lost it. So anyways, that's it. Apple to Android a weekend, and I don't think I'm turning back. So gonna try and edit more on my PC, which was probably the thing I was trying to get away from, because it's hard to edit videos with a family. So I've kind of got to set a dedicated time to be able to come down here and edit and make some good content. So yeah, thanks for watching. Hopefully it's not too cringy. I'm not very good at this, but I'm trying. So see you on the next one.